Welcome back to my channel. This is Lifestyle Aesthetics, where we teach you how to level up consistently over time. Today's video is a very calm pull day. Starting off with some Pronated Grip Barbell Rows here. This is going to give it a good upper back thickness here. And I like to lean slightly forward at a 45. Sometimes I'm leaning more flat, just to make sure that my back is getting all that work. And as you notice, I'm pulling towards my waist, right? And then we do a drop set here, 45 pounds on each side. So again, of course the weight matters, but what matters more is that you have proper form, right? You're not overworking yourself, you're not messing up your tendons, your joints, right? You want to make sure that you have active rest, right? Like you're proactively having that rest in mind, drinking your water, fasting for the first 5 hours, doing your cardio, which means like your incline walks, right? I don't expect you guys to run to sprint like every single day unless if you really want to. But for me personally, I just like to do my incline walks after my workout. And again, I fast during the first 5 hours from all the way the whole week. Especially in my workouts, I like to just get water in my system, no food, and I just eat my fruits or any type of lunch after my workout. So here we're switching it up with doing some barbell bicep curls here, a little bit more challenging. That's why we have some lower weight. The first clip, the form was a little bit better only because it was lighter weight. However, you got to make sure that you need to challenge yourself. So that's what I did. I challenged myself to do some more weights, trying to keep my back more upright and making sure that all my muscles are getting engaged and perfectly balanced out. And that's how you grow, right? You develop some challenges for yourself, achieving some numbers, increasing the numbers, increasing your reps, increasing the weight every so often to make sure that your muscles actually develop and grow. So right here, we're doing some reverse grip curls for the forearms. They're nice and juicy, nice and thick here. And it's challenging with the straight bar. Usually we do with the dumbbells at a slant, but with this, I feel it on my biceps, my brachialis, mainly on my forearms though. So after we remove some of the weight here, because we did add 5 pounds to each side, we are going to remove that and then just try the last drop set, just to make sure that I have more thickness in my forearms, just more fullness there. And as you see, they're getting developed with good contraction. So again, with the bicep curls and a reverse curls movement, even with the tricep extension, you gotta make sure that your shoulders and elbows are pretty much locked in place as best as you can. And since we started off with some heavy rows, we are going to do 2-finger assisted one-arm weighted pull-ups here. So I'm only just doing 25 pounds. Of course, this is the advanced level. So if I was recommending you a program for a pull day, if you want to definitely integrate some pull-ups, use the assisted machines there. We put it on your knees or even with the resistance bands. I definitely advocate for adding pull-ups and dips into your routines. Taking off some of the weight there with the assisted machine can definitely help you get stronger, and then eventually to decrease the weight off of your body and to be able to do body weight pull-ups, and then eventually adding some weighted pull-ups, right? And then if you get to the advanced level, doing these 2-finger or 3-finger assisted one-arm pull-ups, develop some more bicep thickness, some more forearm thickness, and you develop a V taper for sure. You know, you have a wider ratio for your upper back, your shoulders, compared to a smaller waist. And then here we're going to do some drop sets. So taking off the weighted plate of 25 pounds. And I'm always starting off with my weaker hand first, my weaker arm, because it's pretty much more emphasis on trying to make the same balanced strength for both sides. So starting off with the weaker arm first to make sure that I'm fully complete, since my right arm is my dominant side and I'm more stronger on that side, right? So as you see here, I'm going all the way up as much as I can, all the way back down, but right here I'm exhausted. But the proper way to do it, of course, is to make sure that your chin is above the bar like we saw in the previous clip. Then we're doing some high to low cable flies here for your rear shoulders. This also develops some trap muscles, your posterior deltoids, helps you with the posture to stay upright. As we get older, you know, even bending down is a challenge. So you got to make sure that your back muscles are nice and strong to make sure that your posture stays upright for the majority part of your lifetime. Right? There's some people that can't really bend over properly or cannot stand up properly. Right? This also makes sure that aesthetic-wise, you don't develop a hunchback, right? Making sure that your back muscles, all of them, are completely worked out properly, so that we're not hunched over, especially your shoulders. When we do a lot of pressing movements, the anterior shoulders, the front shoulders, are mainly more developed than the other two heads, the medial head and the posterior head of the shoulders. So making sure that we have that in mind, having these routines where you're making sure you're adding some posterior deltoid work into your program, make sure that you're more upright. So then we are doing some jump set here. So I'm just doing a jump set on my second working set after I do some heavy movements, right? We are going to make sure that we hold that bottom stretch, doing it nice and slow. And then people like to stop towards the middle. I like to go all the way naturally back, just to make this more challenging, to make sure that there's the proper full range of motion, to make sure that everything gets developed properly. And then we're doing some reverse grip lat pulldowns, which is the last part of today's pull day. So six movements, 7 movements we're doing. Always making sure that you add some reverse grip pulling movements for your lower back. And as you see, my V taper is popping out quite nicely. Smaller waist, that's what we want to achieve. So I'm doing these much more heavy than I'm used to, so I'm only doing 5 reps. Making sure that I'm getting some full strength actively on that range of motion. And I'm leaning slightly back, but again, when you do these lat pull-downs, lean slightly back, just not too much, and then go forward as the weight comes back up. So then we do a drop set where it's like more than half, and then here I'm basically trying to stay a little bit more upright as I let the weight go up, right? And that's pretty much it for today's workout, pull day. Hope you guys liked the video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked the video. Hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next gym vlog.